All right, welcome to Capital Culture. I'm your host, Christopher Wheeler. Today we have a very special guest today. We have Glow Up Jake. He works for Lyrical Lemonade. So let's just start off with a pretty basic question. Who is Glow Up Jake?
Man, I'm just a young cat who grew up suburb of Chicago, and just like I love music, and I grew up with Cole. You know, me and him were like longtime childhood friends. I've been friends with him since, I could remember. And then my family, some things had happened, and his family sort of took me, and that's why we call ourselves brothers. But, I'm just like a young innovator. I connect the dots. I'm an entrepreneur. I love to see people win, and I love to win myself, So, and I'm also a DJ. I'm a man of many traits, like I work pretty much.
Let's hone in on the DJing part. How did you start DJing?
Really funny story, actually. Like, I was just like, man, Cole's like, bro, what do you want to do? Like, like whatever you want to do, I got you and I'm going to support you. So I was like, I want to do something different. I've always been like, I know this artist, I know that artist. I was always on stage, like grabbing the mic. People were familiar with my face. So like, I would just hype people up. And then, he was like, bro, you should just pick up a DJ board and just start DJing. So Cole bought me my first DJ board. And then within like 3 weeks, man, Mosey's DJ, it was when Mosey was on tour with Juice for his first, Juice's first tour in the States. It was the Goodbye and Good Riddance tour. And he had like Lil Mosey, Corday, this guy, Kyle, who was from Texas. But it happened so quick. It started off as like, hey, I'm going to just try this as a hobby. And the next thing I know, Mosey's DJ was like, something happened. He couldn't make like the middle half of the show, the middle like piece of the tour. So they like picked me up. My first time ever DJing was on a huge tour, but it was with Juice. So like I knew Juice, I knew Mosey. Mosey was my friend because like I had a big involvement of how like Mosey and Cole came together. I was just really rocking with music at the time.
Was it
nerve-wracking? Bro, it was like the most nervous thing ever. It was like, and I always have this bad luck where it's like the first show of every tour, it's always just something happens. So the first show I ever do with Mosey, they sent me all this music, all these files, and the first song doesn't work. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to play this song. And I look at him, I'm like, yo, bro, we can't play the song. We got to keep it going. I just sort of thought on the fly. But man, I just remember feeling that feeling of like, oh shit, like I'm fucking the show up, And since then, I knock on wood, I've never had like a bad moment like that. But man, I'll never forget that first show of the tour. And I was just like, hey man, shit happens. We went on, we crushed the tour. And of course, I was like really close with Juice and more. I was close with Juice, but I was really, really close with his managers, Vivi and G Money, especially. So they were sort of just like, hey, bro, just stay on the tour and like kick it with us, It's what it's like. So I ended up staying on the road with them, and that was sort of just, man, picked up like a huge I just started going crazy. And ended up getting like a DJ spot for Roddy Ricch on his like super
I saw that. That was
peak moment.
Like
that was nuts.
I was grooming your Instagram, and I've worked that into the interview too. But I need to have this conversation just to have it. You said you grew up with Cole. Speak about your relationship with Cole Bennett and like how much that's meant to you.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. It's really crazy because like a lot of people look at him as like Cole Bennett, this dude. And, like, of course what he's done is absolutely outstanding. He's a piece of history, I feel like, in my eyes. And just, man, that's like my brother. And no matter what's going on in this world, like how crazy things get, I always know like it's my friend, it's my best friend, it's my brother. I know I could ask him about anything. He could ask me about anything. And just, it's one of those friendships that you just, it's like so special. It can never be broken. Yeah. One thing we always promise, like at the beginning of all this, we're like, hey, no matter how crazy, whatever happens, just, make a promise to each other that we'll never let anything get in front of like our friendship. Because at the end of the day, like,
like the Joe Budden podcast
that we're exactly like all this stuff that we're doing is like, it's a part of life. And, we get to do all these cool things and meet all these cool people. But at the end of the day, you come back and you're with the same people. So, it's just such a great thing to be able to do shit like this with my best friend who I really grew up with and like have known, my whole life, actually pretty much my whole life. that's how we really met. This is a crazy story too that no one
All right,
really knows. But
drop it.
so like I met Cole through some really like back in the day type stuff. It was the home phone days, and I had grabbed his number out of a phone book and like just fucking called him. You know, like his mom answered, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Jake. I live down the street from you. I just want to hang out with Cole. Can you give him the phone?" And we were so young at the time. I can't even remember, like fourth grade or some shit. And I ended up going over there, and I stayed there for like, you know how you find a new friend, you stay there for like 5 nights in a row. We were just playing Call of Duty every night, all night. And I was like, oh, like it's like my best friend, you know. And ever since then, we were just like unbreakable, and we just did everything together. And so I got the blessings of getting to see like his whole upbringing and watched it all start happening, and like the I don't know, whatever effect you want to call it, of it just kept coming and coming and coming. But I remember the days when we were just driving around shooting videos for $100. So it's like once you experience that with someone, you'll never forget those days. And like, I don't know, we have a special relationship though, because he got to see me, of course, accomplish everything I've accomplished, and I've always been his little bro. So he's always done whatever he could to give me opportunities. I'm forever thankful for that. But man, it's so much fun being with him, and that's like the one thing I could definitely just want everyone to know is like, bro's the funniest,
on your face.
funnest.
You can see it on your face. You can tell. Like,
he's like, so many stories and memories of this dude just making me laugh, like just crying, fucking pissing my pants laughing. But he's a fucking great dude, bro. And he's really such a fucking people's person. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So
okay,
with that, I kind of want to know, you guys were so close growing up. What do you think you guys would both agree on was the hardest thing for you guys to get used to in this industry?
Probably just knowing as much power as, like, not even power, but just like as much as we've done and like all the things we've been through. It could, my bad, this shit keeps falling. I'm trying to get it standing up. But bro, it could just be gone tomorrow. You never know when fucking this shit could end. And like, people falling off, it's a sad story, but bro, that shit can happen to anyone at any time. So like, 100%. Just going through this industry and just knowing, like, if you don't do this the right way, everything you worked for can be taken away from you. You make one silly mistake and everything you've worked for is off the slate. So it's like, that's such a scary thing to know. And like we pride ourselves on like always being those people who are just trying to be a good influence on the kids, and like just tell the kids, like, you can do whatever you want, like literally anything. It could be fucking, you want to go be a professional athlete, you put the work in, the 10,000 hours, and have the right people around you. And it starts with people around you, and in order to win, you have to put yourself in those situations to win, and you have to be around good people who want to win too. So but definitely just knowing it could all be gone.
Yeah. So let's speak about you talked about falling off at any moment. You guys are very meticulous of how you go about your business and whatnot. So let's speak about the moment when you guys realized you manifested something special and you were here to stay. Like, you know what I mean? When in every person's career, they have they know when they've kind of felt a breaking point, or like they've broken through into the industry. When was that for you guys?
Well, we started to feel that when the Dex videos, the famous Dex videos, started to like blow up, and Dex started to become like an artist. We were like, okay, we have something serious here. But I don't know. I've had that feeling a lot. I'm trying to think of the first one. It was probably like Smoke Perp, and when we did the Smoke Perp ski mask video, that was my first time ever seeing the ocean. And like, wow, okay. We shot that video, and then the video, that was like the first time we'd ever really went viral. Like the whole world knew about it.
What song was it? What song was
it? It was Ski Mask by Smoke Perp. Pull up at your crib with a ski mask. Okay. And it was a picture of like Lil Pump holding this massive gun in his mouth, and it just went all over the internet. And Pump wasn't even rapping at the time. He was literally a little bro. So he was just in the video like fucking around, putting guns in his mouth, and it happened to like launch his career. And then he started being like Lil Pump himself and took over the world. But there's all those like people who we had the honor of like working next to and being a crucial part in their career, from like Skies to Lil Xan. But of course, the Juice WRLD one was definitely the one where it was like, holy shit, bro. like this man is really all over the world in a snap of a second, and you know, we're at the root of it, and it's a great feeling to have. And then just like I said, to see it all be taken away from him, it's like such a surreal feeling, because you know, it could be anyone, man. And whether it be like someone passing or something happening, you making a mistake, and it's a scary thing, you know, and you never know. But definitely just seeing, and then of course seeing all the kids, you know, like, hey, I chose to do this because you showed me that there's a, you know, more than just whatever everyone's telling me in my ear telling. So like,
for me, like I've watched you guys for so long, I really thought you guys have like really had a spot on the map when I think is when you launched your first festival. I think I was like, holy shit, these guys have manifested their YouTube channel into have a full-fledged festival. And I think you had the lemonade stands everywhere. That was wild, man. So like for me,
yeah, no, the festival is massive. Like that's one where you're like, it doesn't even make sense until you're there and you're like, wow, this is crazy. That's definitely one of the big ones.
100%.
And now it's got 35,000 people, which is fucking nuts. Like, who would have thought? Like you said, it came from a YouTube thing, so that shit is definitely very surreal, and you know, very thankful for that shit.
So I saw this was a little farther down in the interview, but you mentioned it now, so I want to bring it up a little bit right now. So you said you were pretty close with Dex. Dex was pretty huge. Like I remember when I first saw his, I think it was Kanye video. He did I Love Kanye or Kanye video. That's when I first noticed him. But his trajectory to now, are you concerned about him right now? Are you still close with him? Do you still speak with him? How is he doing right now?
You know, like that just like goes back to, you know, what we were sort of just talking about, just like this industry is cutthroat, man, and like it's not meant for everyone, you know. And of course I worry about Dex, and just like, but man, everyone has problems, everyone battles, you know, anxiety, depression, whatever it may be. Those are real things. And just because this person has money, fame, whatever, it doesn't mean you can just like rule those out, you know. And of course it sucks to see someone who I care about, especially Dex, was one of the first people to give me like an opportunity. He started off so I got this plaque, you know what I'm saying? This is for Pick It Up with Dex. So he had brought crazy. Yeah, bro. So he had brought me in just as like, hey, this is Cole's little bro. Roll up some blunts and your good vibes.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I could really help you. Like, let me start picking your producers, finding you studios. Like, let me curate these vibes and see what we can do, because I think I could help you. And that's how I first messaged him. I was like, hey, I think I could really help you and just be a good influence around you. And like, have someone around. Like I said, it starts with who you're around. Yeah. And, you know, quite frankly, I don't know. Like, I know some of his friends, but I don't think his friends were waking up at 11 a.m. like, hey, let's go do some work. Like,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And I feel like you guys definitely were that around him. And that's when his most success was. So I was just wondering where you were with that.
Straight up. No, man, it hurts. And I, of course, will always support him. He was just at the office with his son, Baby Dex. You know, it's like my nephew. So I hold that shit tight. And no matter what, like, through thick and thin, like I said, everyone's human. So I'm not going to ever like count Dex out or not be his fucking brother over some shit that the internet thinks. And that's another thing. It's like the internet weighs in so heavy on it, you start to like think like, damn, like, am I wrong, or is he wrong? Am I wrong for like trying to show him love? Or like, and you see everyone like, man, you guys should stop calling him out and start giving him words of encouragement. I think that's like, as shitty as it is, that's the world we live in. Someone would rather put you down than pick you up, you know. And it's just like, you gotta learn to be tough. But you know, I worry about him every day, but at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He's gonna make his decisions, and you can really only tell someone that grown who's been doing this like that long, you can only tell them so much, you know. If they don't want to listen to you, they don't want to listen to you. 100%. Of course I worry about bro, but I think he'll be all right. And you know, maybe music wasn't meant for him. Maybe he's just meant to be a dad and, you know, kick it. So
exactly. Well, with that note, let's get on a more of a positive note. I saw you DJing for Roddy Ricch. Just break down the fucking story there, man, because that's incredible. That's another like friggin' Billboard artist you can't miss right now as a DJ. So tell me how that happened.
Shout out my boy Kifa. He's like actually president A&R of Atlantic or some shit right now. But he's just like really cool dude who I met through Tav and like all the Phase dudes and just, you know, the LA circle that I be around. He had called me one day. They had gotten into some problems with their DJ. He was like selling leaks. So that happened, and he calls me. He's like, "Yo, bro, we need a DJ." I'm like, "What? Hell yeah, I'm there." Like,
yeah.
whenever. He's like, "We're doing a rehearsal tomorrow at the studio. Be there." And I had known Roddy before. I was like super big fan of Roddy. Even before he popped off, I was like, "Bro, this dude's gonna be so hard." So I was like pushing him to link with Cole, you know. And Roddy respected that. And I remember like I tried to book him for the festival, and something had happened. Like I think it was the year he like did Lala or something. But I tried to like give him a big, you know, I was like, hey, whatever he wants, give it to him, because trust me, he's gonna be a star, you know. And that information was like relayed back to him. So he had always just been like, yo, I respect this dude. He's trying to feed me and my people, and you know, get us all good. So that shit came about so last minute, and it was like, yo, come meet here on Wednesday. And then that Friday we were in front of 25,000 people, and it was like probably one of the craziest sets I ever did. And funny story about that too is like that video on my Instagram of all the flames and shit. Yeah, that shit was so crazy because we did Die Young, his biggest song. I don't want to die young. So that was when he was like, that was his biggest song. We do it once earlier in the set. Mind you, this, like, I had sort of known Roddy, but all his boys were there, and I'm like the only fucking white dude, and I'm his DJ. So I'm just like trying to play my role, you know, like I don't want to step too much, say too much, like just trying to embrace the moment. So I'm like, fuck it, bro. I look at his boy, and I'm like, bro, like, should I just be like, yo, Roddy, fuck it, let's do Die Young one more time, you know? And he's like, shit, bro, like, you the DJ. So I'm like, fuck it, you know, like, what could happen? What could happen? Either he's gonna be like, hell no, we ain't doing that shit, and walk off, and I look dumb as fuck, or he's gonna be like, let's rock out. So I'm like, yo, Roddy, bro, I don't think they heard us, you know, like, I think we gotta run this shit back. So I run it back, and that's when all those flames came out. That was like unplanned, completely unplanned, all the pyro and shit. And you could hear in that video, someone's like, what the fuck? Like, no one even knew that was planned. So luckily we did that, and it was just like such a great moment. You know, that's one of my all-time greatest DJing feelings. You know, it's like him. I got to DJ for Ski Mask, which was another, not many people know about that. It was when we were on tour with Juice. DJ Scheme, who, you know, is like my brother. He taught me pretty much a lot of the things I know in this DJ industry. He taught me. He's just like one of my favorite people I've ever met. This dude, he's like straight my brother. I stay with him when I'm in Miami. Just one of the realest dudes out there. Another dude who I just, you know, he's just such a pure person. I fucking laugh so hard when I'm around, bro, and we have such great times. And he was like, yo, bro, I gotta go do my girl's graduation on this day. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then that day came, and he was like, yo, you're DJing for Ski today. So I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm walking around this venue, it was like 15,000 people. Just, I'm right in there. And I remember I was like talking shit, blah, blah, blah. Y'all ready for Ski? And like me and Ski had a really good show. Juice came out. We actually had like one of his better shows, I feel like, on the tour. And I got to be a part of it. And I remember at the end of it, he was like, bro, like, I wish you would have talked more and like talked your shit. Like, that's why I wanted you to DJ for me.
Okay.
And like, it was just a good feeling to like you know, people are reassuring me like, hey, you're here for a reason, and like, you know, own that shit and stand on that shit, stand on what you say. And like, that's like one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned, is just no matter what, man, what you do, what you say, stand on that shit, you know.
So do you feel like when you DJ now, you're a little bit more confident, you grab the mic and you definitely talk a little bit more shit than when you started?
Hell yeah, bro. And like that all just comes with like doing it so much. I remember like my first year DJing, I was like, bro, I can't go on stage unless I'm fucking drunk and I'm not even thinking about shit. And like, I did a whole tour with, bro, like that's how you speak, because this is very nerve-wracking, you know. You go out there and people not fuck with you, like, So I'm like, fuck, let me cut this edge off, like slam a bunch of liquor before I go on stage. So like, just, you know, you talk more confident when you're a little tipsy. But I eventually learned, I was like, man, like, I don't want to always have to just be fucked up. So when I went on tour with Lil Tecca, you know, those are my family. Galactic, Giuseppe, his manager, is like one of, you know, another great friend of mine. We don't really, like, I keep saying another great friend of mine. We don't really work around people who I literally, like, you know, if I can't call you my friend and call you my brother and be with you in a setting where it's just like us chilling, not talking music, honestly, I probably don't want to, you know, hang around, just because I don't always want to talk business, always want to talk music. I like real humans who just like enjoy life, you know? Exactly. And I learned that tour. I went and did every single tour. I was completely like sober, no drinks. I would go out there, just me. And like that tour taught me the most about like feeling comfortable with myself and like, and just, like I said, standing on what I say. But yeah, man, I've came a long way in just repetition and seeing new things, meeting new people, hearing new advice. I'm always taking advice from every DJ. I'm always like behind Chase B will come to Chicago and I'll go fucking watch him and like just listen to what he's playing and how he's playing it and so on and so forth. But man, just from listening, you can learn so much,
So for the Glow Up Jake fans and your following, what do you have planned this year in the future? What are you looking forward to in the coming year, or let's just say in the fourth quarter?
Bro, I got a bunch planned low key. I got a bunch of music that I'm trying to drop.
Sounds pretty high key.
Records. Yeah, no, we letting the people know high key, man. No, I got a bunch of music coming. I have a record with Warhols and Danny Towers that I'm trying to release here soon. And of course, I want to do the whole Glow Up Jake project with my friends and just like,
Okay.
bring this beautiful music into one place. And then, of course, I'm DJing the Summer Smash Festival. I got a bunch of crazy surprises for that weekend. So if y'all are around, pull up. I'm going to be giving away a bunch of tickets on my Instagram.
Okay.
I got you, bro. You should pull up. And,
no,
and
bro, 100%. Yo, we'll talk info after this interview for sure. But I wanted to skip into a fun part of the interview now. We'll start with, okay, I'm going to text you 3 rappers to go on tour. And then you're going to text me 3 rappers to go on tour. And we're going to see who you think would sell more.
Okay.
Okay. So I have
all right.
And then I'm going to put it up on the screen for the people. And then we'll have a little commenting section when it comes out, So I'll give you 30 seconds. I'll put some Jeopardy music on. I'm gonna start typing right now. Oh like my this. God! Here we go. Okay, yeah. So 3 rappers. It could be any. Okay, besides Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar,
Travis.
Obviously. Besides the big 3, and yeah, I think Besides those big 3, can you use anyone? All right, I'm gonna text you. Don't want to whisper.
If I'm on my phone, it'll be straight, right? If I'm on my phone,
that's fine, bro. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put I'm gonna run images over when it got shaky. So like when you're talking,
okay, bet.
It's gonna I'm gonna refurbish.
Yeah, bro. I fuck with what you do too, bro. Like I definitely I don't do stuff like this, but I really like what you got going on, and you seem like a very energetic, cool person, positive. So I love that.
100%. Yo, I have some ideas to shoot you after for sure, but I need to focus and get this interview out clean. But we're gonna chat for sure. Okay, I'm gonna text you. Okay, I don't want to say it into the mic. And then we can say.
All right, I'm gonna text. So I text you my 3 too, right?
Yeah. So they're gonna go on tour for let's say 3 months, and who would sell more tickets? And they're 3 artists. All right.
Okay, I got you.
I just sent you mine.
Okay.
So I think that's an interesting. I feel like politics aside, that shit would pop. So when I get I'm gonna read it out loud. Okay.
Right,
Okay. This is pretty even. All right. So Jake sent me Rod Wave, Trippie Redd, and I've been fucking with Kid Laroi a lot. Wrong. I played like a million times in the last 6 months, so I fuck with that.
Such a good record.
I picked Tory Lanez, Kodak Black, and then there has to be a villain, and I picked 6ix9ine. So I'm gonna put that up. And you guys down below could comment who you think is gonna sell more going on tour for 3 months. So again, I'll give it one more time. It's Rod Wave, Trippie Redd, The Kid Laroi versus Tory Lanez, Kodak Black, and 6ix9ine. Now, one thing I want to end off the interview on. You said you're so close to Cole Bennett. I want you to, if I could ask you one thing to look in the camera right now and say to Cole Bennett, what would it be? Words of advice. It could be anything.
Man, I fucking love you, bro, and just keep being yourself. And you know, at the end of my bad, people are calling me shit, but hey, I love you, and at the end of the day, your happiness, put that shit first, and everything else follows. And just keep being you, man, because that's what got us here, bro. We just gonna keep rocking out. You know that, bro.
No cap. All right, yo. With that is the Glow Up Jake interview. I'm Christopher Wheeler. This has been Capital Culture. I'm your host. We'll be back again with some interesting stuff, but that's us signing off.